Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome back to another Sporting160EN podcast, number 122, I think. Joined with the boys as usual, starting off with my man Christian. Christian, what's going on, bro?
Not much, man. I'm doing well. A bit disappointed that Monaco couldn't pull that one out. I thought that they had a reasonable chance there. Sad. All good though. We're in pot one. We're gonna be in a tough group no matter what. We don't care. We're chilling. We're happy to be here in the festivities. And I hope that we get some cold takes tomorrow about all these teams that are like, oh, we want Sporting from pot one or whatever. Hopefully we can get some freezing cold takes. I'll be screenshotting, don't worry.
We'll be saving them. And also joined by my main man Sam. Sam, how's it going, bro?
Yeah, double vaxxed. Left arm is absolutely killing me. I can't really straighten it so much. But yeah, glad to be
Pfizer gang?
Huh? Yeah, Pfizer.
This isn't a full Pfizer
Gang.
gang. On your screen is a full Pfizer gang.
Yeah. Good to be double jabbed. I'm not sure if you guys seen the new Spider-Man trailer. Looks amazing. So just putting that there. Sporting one. And we're in the Champions League. Not much to complain about.
And out of that, Sporting is the third most important thing out of those three things you listed. I rate it, bro. Let's go to before we go to the Twitter questions. Let's actually go to the Champions League. Let's start off with that. Seeing as Monaco lost, so we don't get the extra funds. PSV, of course, we would have got money if they won yesterday. They didn't. And who else were we needing, Chris?
Brøndby against Red Bull Salzburg.
Which is unfortunate. Salzburg's a good team, like compared to Brøndby, if you think about it. But here's pot one. I mean, we're amongst the best of them. You know, Chelsea, Bayern, City, Atleti, Inter, Lille, Villarreal, teams we can't get. Pot two, and I'll ask you guys on which team you think we'll get. We got PSG, Real Madrid, Barca, Liverpool, Juve, Man United, Sevilla, Dortmund. Pot three, we can't get Porto or Benfica, but we can catch Ajax, Leipzig, Atalanta, Shakhtar, Salzburg, Zenit. Pot four, we can get, hopefully, low-key, I kind of want them, AC Milan and Rafael Ratu. Wolfsburg, we can get Besiktas, we can get Club Brugge, Malmo, Young Boys, Dinamo Kiev, Sheriff. Thoughts on the potential teams we can face, boys? Whoever wants to take it first.
We're going to get a difficult group. It's the Sporting way. I mean, if we don't get PSG... All right, I'm going to make an official prediction. Sporting, PSG, I'm going to go with Atlanta and Besiktas. But that's not the group I want. That's the group I think we're going to get. But we never get it easy.
I actually think that wouldn't be that bad of a group, to be honest.
We're evenly matched with Atlanta. Yeah, Besiktas, I think we can beat them.
Atlanta, the Atlanta Falcons, bro. We're fucking matching up against Matt Ryan. All right, I'll make an official prediction. Sporting, for some reason, I feel like we're gonna get a team that we've like gotten up against before. Like I feel like we've gone up against Dortmund, we've gone up against Juve, and we've gone up against Barca and Real Madrid, right? All in the group stage before. We've never had PSG, Liverpool, Juve, or Sevilla, I don't think. Or maybe like in the modern era, at least, that I can recall. I'm gonna say that we're gonna get I think like Barcelona. I feel like we're gonna get Barcelona again, which these days, I mean, it's a tough draw no matter what. It's still Barcelona, but this year, like, not that bad. I'm gonna say Red Bull Salzburg and then Wolfsburg, which like wouldn't be that easy of a group. I feel like from pot four, Milan and Wolfsburg are probably the two hardest teams. And that's our luck, right? Our luck would be getting one of those two as opposed to potentially getting, a Sheriff or Dynamo Kiev, Young Boys, Malmo, Club Brugge, all quality clubs, in the grand scheme of things. But obviously, weaker competition than, than a top, 5-league club.
Yeah, I actually, it's either, to me, Man United Juve and PSG are screaming at me.
I want to get
Same with
PSG
Michael.
at this point. Fuck it, right? Like
I do too.
I want to match up against them. Like that's good for our brand.
Love to see.
You know?
I would love to see how we play against them too. And yeah, exactly. It's good for our brand too. 100%. We get exposure that way. And if we can ball out against PSG as well, like, that'd be insane. But yeah, I think PSG screams at me. Juve because of the Ronaldo, and like Michael was saying, Man United because of Bruno.
Yeah. Former player who's the star man for the opponent is definitely screams Sporting also.
Acuna for Sevilla.
True.
Yeah, I didn't think of that too.
Or Holland, bro. I mean, he's not a former player, but like, yeah, that's a tough.
an almost former player.
Yeah. Future player.
Atalanta, we get future player. Atalanta will get Demiral.
True.
AC Milan will get
Atlanta as well.
Oh, true. I think so.
And then
And then AC Milan will get Rafael Leão. So that's my group. I'm going Sporting. I'll go PSG, Atalanta, and Milan.
You've missed a sporting legend there, Danny. For Shakhtar Donetsk, me and Chris were talking about earlier.
True, he subbed on in the 110th minute.
Fernando.
Where's David Wang playing nowadays? That's what I want to know.
Dude, he's disappeared. No one's heard from him. No one's heard from him in like 6 months, dude. Have you seen him?
I haven't even seen him when he signed for us, bro.
Also Rozier's a former player on Besiktas, right? Did someone say that?
Besiktas, good point.
And a Canadian guy as well.
2 Canadian guys, yeah, Hutchinson and Laren. Good matchups there. Any last thoughts on and let me go actually into the coefficients now, because Portugal did jump up to 5th with Benfica's win against PSV. Monaco lost, which helps our case. So now look at that. Portugal up in 5th, 216, where France has 498. But they also have they don't have. It says here 6 out of 6 clubs, but that's probably not right. Oh, unless did Monaco now drop to Europa then?
Yeah, they're in the Europa group. So they'll still have a chance to get points, but they didn't get points for today. Oh, actually, fuck! They won today, though, dude. They won 2-1 on the night, but they went out. No, they didn't. They drew on.
No, they tied 2-2. Yeah,
they drew on the night. Okay, yep. So they got points for that, but is it enough to pass us? I don't think so. I don't think a draw is enough.
Let me see if I refresh this. It matter if something happens.
France got Messi just at the right
time. It's gonna seesaw a lot, I think, at least at first.
And we have to take into account tomorrow, because that 6 out of 6 can easily change if Passos lose to Tottenham, Santa Clara if they lose to Partizan,
both really tough away games. I mean, we could lose them both realistically, right? We could lose them both. I hope that we could keep them both. We realistically need to keep one. I feel like
at least. But with Santa Clara losing Carlos Jr., like. That's already a huge loss. They lost this weekend, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But Passos has also been doing that. They've just been tanking the start of the league to just win every Conference League game.
2-0 at Boa Vista. Yeah, Estoril Monday was big.
Yeah, they're just tanking the league, which I don't blame them, right? They'll be fine. They'll recover. If they don't qualify, fuck it, whatever. We just got like a 4-week handicap. They'll finish like 6th.
The problem is if Passos don't recover, it's like what happens to Stakiu, what happens to Antunes is solid there. Who's the
leads the league in passes for goals. Trent is created.
So there's still a lot to lose if you're Passos Ferreira if you don't make it to Conference League. But of course, there's a lot to gain if you can at least hold this result.
I know. I wonder if Harry Kane's gonna play now that he announced that he's staying. Right? Is he gonna play now? I hope they're up to the task.
It's in London though. So I don't see why they don't start their starters.
Yeah, I don't see why they didn't start them the first time, or at least more of them. But hey, it's going to be full out, I think, from them. Like, they're not going to want to crash out of the fucking Conference League playoff. That's so embarrassing.
But at the same time, you don't. If you're Tottenham, you
don't want the competition, but you can play. You can play reserves throughout the competition. but just not getting there is such a bad look, I feel like.
But at the same time, it's like you don't, if you don't make the competition, that's already a meme in itself. Like a few months ago, you were claiming to be a part of the Super League. Yeah, you haven't won a major trophy in how long? You know what I mean? And now it's like you can't even beat your reserves. Can't even beat this team that nobody's heard of in Portugal. You know what I mean? Like it's I mean, yeah. But then if they go on to win the Conference League, it's like, so what? It's the Conference League, right?
Yeah.
So I guess it's a double-edged sword with them. But Sam, what do you make of the coefficient? Us going up to 5th? Do you think we can hold it? What are your thoughts on that, dude?
Well, with Messi going to PSG, it's like the wrong time for us, but like a great time for them, just because, like, I mean, having Messi in your team is obviously going to boost the coefficient just because you're going to win a lot more. I can't remember who else is in the Champions League for France. I know Lille is, but they've lost a lot of their players, so I don't see them doing too well. But
We're rooting for Lille to get hammered and finish 4th and just be done.
Yeah, and Porto usually do well in Champions League, so if they get, to be honest, I think they're. Oh, I don't know, because Benfica always choke no matter what team they have in Champions League. They might go far in Europa League, but Champions League is always a struggle for them. So I see France overtaking us, and then it's going to seesaw, like Chris said. And I think it's just going to be that way for a long, long, long time, unless a Portuguese team suddenly wins one of these competitions, which is easier said than done. But yeah, I think France will overtake us very soon.
At least we're like well ahead of Netherlands, right? Like that 6th spot, Netherlands, Scotland, Russia. That 6th spot seems pretty safe. Yeah.
And also we're about to shave one of the worser years. That 9, like next season, once the 17-18 results get shaved, like France did much better than us that season. Like a 9 was like one of the worser seasons that we had. So we'll lose that. Like this is obviously a year for us to get a lot of points. We already have 3.7, and the shit didn't even start yet, right? Like a lot of opportunity there, you know?
Yeah, facts.
Even in Europa League too, it's just get results and just like advance as far as you can. And I guess you can further evaluate the chances of that when we look at the groups tomorrow. But like from the Champions League, I would be very, very disappointed if any of the 3 Portuguese teams crashes out completely, finishes 4th in their group. Like all 3 of these teams should continue have the opportunity to have points in the knockout round of some competition, right? Whether it's Europa or Champions League. And then from the other ones, Braga, obviously the expectation is to pass the group. And then the other ones, the conference is just a bonus, right? And my question is what French teams are in the Conference League playoff?
Let me figure that out, actually. I was actually even thinking of like what teams Braga can potentially get in the Europa League. So 2021. So obviously there's no teams, like from last I checked, there's no teams that are automatically qualified just yet. But so potential French teams, there's Stade Rennes. That might be it that I'm seeing. Yeah, I don't see another French team here.
Yeah, I can't see another one.
So the other one must be
So
in automatically.
I guess, but now like the Europa League, I'm pretty sure there's at least probably 2 French teams in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see another French team here. So let me see. Europa.
Lille's in. PSG is in. Monaco's in the Europa League group. Lyon. Where's Lyon? Are they automatically into the Europa League group?
I guess so. They're not in Champions, right? Let me see. Yeah, they're in the group stage of and Marseille. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So Marseille, Monaco, and Lyon. So the 3 teams. I guess if the point system's all the same, right? It's not that they get more points because they're in Europa League.
No, the wins are the wins. Yeah. At this point, yeah.
Yeah, fair enough. I mean, they're already on the group stage, so that's depending on the group, that they can get potential winners. But there's some tough teams in there already.
We're rooting hard against Marseille and Lyon, and we're rooting hard for Braga.
Yeah, facts. Quickly on Marseille, what do you guys make of the pitch invasion that just happened?
I mean, technically that was the Nice fans, right? But
Yes.
still, I mean, it's still being attacked at work, right? Being attacked at work is being attacked at work by no matter who it is, right?
And it's not like they didn't get attacks from their own fans in their training pitch not that long ago,
Yeah.
just a few months ago.
And if anyone wants out of Marseille, it's basically fair game, right?
You would think so.
You would think so.
It's
right,
still
let's-
too soon for me, boys. It still cuts deep.
Hey man, Sam, you're just what did that guy say? You're just delusional, man. People get hit at work or something. What did he say? I can't remember that tweet anymore.
Yeah, I can't remember. Something about me being delusional. I think because they said it was the Nice fans. They were like, "Oh, it's not the same." I was like, well, I mean, I
No,
guess you're
getting
right.
hit is getting hit, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
Fair enough. Let's go on to the Twitter questions. We'll start with my guy from Winnipeg, Rick at RJM2611. He asks, last minute moves by the team. Can we find a last minute top addition? Sam, what do you think, dude?
Well, Amorim made it clear that he's done, but even Stevie Wonder can see we need a striker up top. Like, I mean, there is just no one. There is like Paulinho, who is good at link-up play, but isn't a good goal scorer. And same with Thiago Tomas. It's like we have strikers that aren't good at scoring. That's not how it works. It's like having a goalkeeper that is not good at saving. Like, we just need a striker. And I don't care if it's Slimani or someone else. I'll literally take anyone at this point. Bring back Bozhinov. I'd take him up front. We need someone.
Whoa. Yo, chill out.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah.
We just need someone, and I think I've said it before. Just get someone on loan. Someone like we don't have to pay a lot for.
Sign like an MLS reserve on loan. Like
Yeah,
anybody.
Exactly.
Anybody.
Someone from like Dubai or like China who's just there.
Yeah.
Juice Box Leal, I 100% agree, man. We should have kept Pedro Marques. I know he's a youngster, and I think Amorim mentioned that same podcast, that same interview or press conference where he was saying, he's a young player. He'd rather him go up like somewhere else to develop. But I mean, I don't know why we didn't keep him. It's better to have a third option. But I mean, we're relying on the youth at the same time. He's saying the B team, might come in. Do you guys think that's good enough? Like a B team strike? Who's our B team striker?
Our B team striker is Luis Felipe.
Now when he goes to Santa Clara.
Yeah,
like I was trying to think of like
Santa Clara's trying to sign him. That means he could be integrated realistically.
True.
I'm trying to think of like Football Manager who's like the striker for the B team, but I literally cannot remember.
The last striker I remember the B team having was the Dutch kid from last year, but he left.
Scotland?
Skoglund, yeah, maybe that kid.
He I don't know if he's more of a striker, like an attacking mid, but yeah, he's more of a forward playing player.
Are we linked with Cesc Fabregas, or is that just?
Yeah, I was gonna ask that next too.
I've not seen anything.
I haven't seen that. Someone send me the link though if we are.
Okay.
That's fucked up if we are.
I would not take him, bro. We're talking about salaries here.
That's the type of player we need to sign, but a striker. Like make the bullshit signing a striker.
Bro, I don't even know if Fabregas still plays.
Vitor Pingo has also mentioned Altidore, bro. As a TFC fan, let me say, he doesn't even get it to TFC.
We're trying to offload wages of like 4 mil. Let me tell you, the Altidore salary is more than that. Yeah. It's closer to like 7. Dude's on insane fucking wages.
Guy's getting paid well out here.
Canadian taxes are higher than American taxes, though, so he's losing a bit of profit there, right?
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, I think he'll be all right. I think he's all right.
Next question: what would your favorite group draw for Sporting in the UCL? I mean, we kind of discussed it, but I don't know if you guys want to say what you actually hope for, like in terms of easiness. I already got rid of that picture.
I'll take an English team just so I can go. Like that. That's pretty much it for me. Like I really don't care about anything else apart from getting either a United or a Liverpool. And just getting.
So it's pot 2, right? It's pot 2 is your only chance for an English team.
If they go, then yeah, no chance.
Fair enough. I'm just hoping we get Sheriff or some shit like that.
Sheriff, the Moldovan champions. That is probably the weakest team in the Champions League.
Easily. And who did they beat again?
Malmo? No, Malmo's in.
No, they're in. I got it. Hold on. It was yesterday. They beat. No, it was today then. They beat Dinamo Zagreb 3-0 in the home game.
Oh,
That's
okay.
crazy.
Jesus.
Wait, they beat
Risto.
Ristovski. I'm just thinking that. Oh my god.
And
Guy's playing
Misic.
center back. And Misic. Bruno Petkovic. He was either linked to Sporting or he played for Benfica for a little bit. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. Next question comes in from our boy Matt Paiva at Casa de Paiva. He asks, since we were linked with him, what did you guys think of Tomás Ribeiro's performance? I thought he made things really difficult for Pot, particularly in the second half. Looks like a good prospect. Chris, I don't know if you want to tackle this one.
I mean, I thought he played really, really well against us, to be honest. Like, I thought, like, he was everywhere back there. I mean, without him, they probably would have been – I mean, it could have been a lot worse regardless, but I thought that he was, like, probably the best player on their team, performance-wise. Yeah, like, would I take him? Like, yeah, I would take him. But, like, he comes with a lot of baggage, it seems like, so – there's a lot of good center backs to that mold, right? But to be fair, right, he is local. He's Portuguese. He's literally represented by Just Foot, so it's a very easy transfer if they want to make it happen, I feel like.
And his uncle will get us a lot of...
and his fucking dad is the director of Record. Like,
sorry, his dad.
Yeah, I mean, it is the easiest signing of all time if they want to make it. Like, anytime they want to sign him, this dude is ready, you know?
Facts. Next question comes in from Tiago. How will Sporting face all competitions this season with 2 strikers only? Kind of spoke about that. Why did we blew the money we made with Max on an expensive player that won't play? Sam, I'll ask you that. What do you make of the Virginia sign? Wait, is it Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Virginia, not Virginia. Virginia is a state in America.
Yes. So say it again.
Virginia, right?
Virginia. Yeah. That's what I thought. So okay. Virginia. What do you make of him? Another backup keeper.
Well, I did some research and asked some Everton fans. We got Aaron Barton from Proxima Jornada, and I've asked a few that I've come in contact with. And to be honest, they really don't care. They're just like, okay, he's gone. Yeah, that's all there is to it. It's a loan, so if it doesn't work out, you can just send him back. There's no obligation, I'm pretty sure, apart from if he plays a certain number of games, which
would require a catastrophe, I feel like.
Yeah, let's add
big injury,
a quad or something. Then yeah, but I'm just the first question is like, I think we're going to realize come January that we're going to need someone in, and then we're going to panic buy like we did Luis Felipe a few years ago. You just know it's coming. We desperately need a striker, or we're going to convert another winger like we did with Jovan. But I don't really count Jovan as a striker at the moment. Yeah, we need a striker desperately.
I agree. What do you think of Beto and this Portimonense thing? Do you think Sporting will go in for him, or that's pretty much going to Porto?
I think he's going to Italy. I've seen
Udinese, right? Fair.
I think that's probably like the destination he wants to go. The one that probably can afford him out of the 3. Maybe Porto, but I don't think Porto have a lot of money at the moment. So, especially they just signed that Wendell from Bayern Leverkusen. So I think Udinese is pretty much a lock for him, if not another Italian team probably. But I think he's too expensive for us to take a gamble on him. Even though he's a good player, I don't see Verandas forking out another record signing for someone who plays for Portimonense.
Yeah, fair enough. I agree. Next question comes in from our guy, Paul Rodriguez, Paul J. Rod. Thoughts on how Paulinho has performed at Sporting since being signed? Hold-up play and passing seems to be the biggest contribution so far. Underwhelming in goal scoring, chances, creating chances. How long can Sporting go until they bring in proper competition at striker? and the Portuguese corner saying they got to go big and bring Beto. But I'll ask both of you guys that, and we'll transition to the game. But what were your thoughts on Paulinho, Chris?
To answer the second question directly, how long can SCP go until they bring in proper competition at striker? And the answer is until it's completely untenable. Seemingly, I guess, like that's literally the answer for them, is till it's literally unwatchable and it's producing literally zero results. For now, it's producing some results. Like overall, his performance, yeah, like has he been like a net positive? Like I think there's different ways to evaluate this. It's like overall, has he been a net positive to the team? And I would say yeah. Like he's had his moments. He's been productive. He scored a massive goal, right? That was in the end one of the most important goals for the club. He scored a couple others sprinkled in. He had several other assists, right? He contributes a lot defensively. He contributes a lot with his hold-up play. But like at the end of the day, for the price tag that he was brought in on, it's like obviously been pretty underwhelming. And I feel like he can only carry on like this for so long. And I feel like he's also not in form. Like just watching him, he had the one game, I think it was the first game, right? This was game 3, or was this game 4?
This one's the third, yeah.
3, right? 3, yeah. First one was really good. And we all came on here. We're like, he was really fucking good today. And then I think that the last 2 have been lower. Although he did get a goal in the end of the, or was that? I know he had one good game. I don't remember if it was the last one or the one before that.
I think you're right. I think it was the first one because it was in Braga.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, dude. I mean, he's like only defendable without scoring goals, and I mean, the Champions League is going to be a really big test for him. And it's like, and if it looks like awful, and it's like there's just no offense. Really can't get anything going through him. It's going to be like, what are you going to do? You're going to sub in Thiago Tomas because we can't get anything going offensively against Red Bull Salzburg, for example. Like, I don't know. Like, there's literally no other solutions you can. And like, yeah, I mean, I don't want to have to play that game and lose 3-0 to find out that we need that, right? We all are obviously sitting here and know already, but it's tough, you know? Because he's the record signing at the end of the day. He's going to keep starting. He has to, you know?
Exactly. I was actually just about to mention that as well. Like, how much of him being the record signing do you think that takes into account with Amorim saying we only need 2, or, you know, Paulinho's basically starting the rest of the season sort of thing?
I mean, it's tough because if he wasn't the most expensive signing, if we waited for 5 million or 4 million, then it wouldn't look as bad as it does. Just the fact that we broke the bank on money we didn't have at the time. That price tag is always going to stick with him until we buy someone else more expensive. And it's probably going to be a striker that we signed is going to be that record signing. But I feel sorry for him in a way because he always has that price tag stuck to him. He's also, I don't want to bring it back to all politics, but he's also the Veranda's biggest signing. He's the one who pulled the trigger. But the thing that annoys me about Amorim is just how stubborn he is. He's always been, even at Braga, when he's always like, if it isn't broke, don't fix it. And it's not broke yet, but you can see the warning signs are there when we need a goal, and it's not Thiago Tomas or Paulinho scoring, it's Coates, or it's Paulinho, or it's someone who who's not good enough to be a striker. Paulinho, I think, scored four times last year, and he played from January for us, which is probably what 15 games, if that, and to only score 4. And Thiago Tomas said the whole season has scored 4. So that's 8 goals between the strikers combined. That is really bad, considering Pot had 20 on his own, 20 plus on his own.
Yeah.
Unless we stick Pot up front, which I guess could work, but yeah, it's going to go down.
Coates probably had 4, right, or 5, maybe.
I think it was 5 because he tied Darwin at the time, who had 5, and I remember that was the big meme going into that. But yeah, I don't know. Amorim's too stubborn to admit he's wrong, and I think Brandis is just going to trust.
It feels like they're on. It feels like we're on a. I don't know exactly how to put it into words, right? But it's like Pot. Paul versus expected goals, right? This dude scores like every time he takes a shot. It's like our strikers don't score, but our center back is like a good reserve striker and scores like 6 goals. And like every third time he goes up top, he fucking scores. Like it's insane, you know? Our goalkeeper literally saves everything and is like somehow like in psycho mode at age 34 when he's literally never even been that good. Like there's a lot of like crazy things happening at the same time that make this team come together. And that's literally why they won the title last year. But you wonder how long you can keep it all going, you know, and converting. And that's eventually going to determine how this team does this year. But it feels like there's warning signs a little bit. I mean, not even this game, right? Not even this game. We destroyed BSAD. It has literally nothing to do with that. We annihilated them. But I just feel like we're like, I don't know, like just teetering or something. Or we need everything to keep going right for a while, you know?
Yeah, and then when it does go wrong, I feel like it's going to go badly wrong because, so let's say a loss happens and it's Paulinho's fault, and you know, even though if we don't like it, the negative comments go to his Instagram or Twitter or Facebook, and that affects him even more, and then it's going to affect his confidence, and then I feel like it's just going to spiral, and that's not a knock on his character; it's just a knock on being that centerpiece of the team. 15 million and like the 2 players combined and everything.
A lot more games, right, will be played this year. Yeah. The squad will be tested more than they were tested last year, for sure.
And if Paulinho picks up an injury like he did last time, it's just Thiago Tomas on his own. You can put Jovan there, but Jovan's not a striker. We all know that. He's a winger who's training to be a striker, but is not there yet. So let's say worst comes to us, playing a lot of games, both of them get injured. So it's Jovan, and then if we need a goal, who comes on? Are we calling up someone from the B team? Are we putting Tabata up front? Are we putting in a Santos up front? You can see it. You can see it happening, and I don't understand why we haven't got the depth. We got depth in every other position: midfield, left back, right back, centre back, even goalkeeper, but not in striker.
And it's been that way for like 3 seasons in a row. It's just it's a hole that they refuse to fill, and they finally filled it by getting the big name signing, and it's like you still need a little depth, right?
Yeah, exactly.
So I ask, is it that we're just trying to save up money to get a Bel Ruiz because we only want to grab strikers or players from Braga, or you know, like it seems ridiculous to me. I'm with you guys.
We need Rui Fonte.
Rui Fonte, yeah.
Who, aside from Paulinho, who was the other striker at Braga when Amorim was there?
Was it Abel Ruiz?
Yeah, he was there, right? Wasn't he?
I think Abel Ruiz was on loan.
Yeah.
No, wait, was he? No, I think he came with Trincao in the swap deal, didn't he? Unless he was on loan before.
Can't remember now.
Oh, I don't know. It must have been Rui Fonte, actually.
There we go. So I guess we're just waiting out for him, huh?
34 years old, I think. Something like that. Something crazy.
All right, let's just jump right into this game. But I agree 1,000% with what you guys were saying with Paulinho. Sporting, of course, won 2-0. We had a Dunanet, Inacio getting the goal. Another thing I wanted to mention: we're getting goals from everywhere but center back, but striker, because now it seems like we have 2 center backs that can score, not just Coates. Inacio's been banging.
Inacio misses like he missed. I feel like he missed like his last 4 big chances, but he finally like Inacio could be a 4-goal a season guy. I feel like, you know.
Yeah.
Easily.
Yeah. I think so too. And he's had a good record so far preseason with scoring goals too.
He always gets in. He's always getting the header. He's always getting the header.
How tall is he? Do you guys know? Off the top of your head?
Like tall, but not insanely tall, I would guess.
I'm thinking like 6'1", maybe.
He's got to be at least 6, but I'm guessing not more than that.
Fair. Anyway, so yeah, we had Dunanet, Inacio, Quach, and Neto in the back line. 6'1", okay. We had Vinagre and Isgaio on the wing backs. We had Mateus Nunes and Parinha in the midfield. Nuno Santos, Pedro Gonçalves, and Paulinho up top. And then, of course, substitutions of Jovan, Porro, Nuno Mendes' return from injury, Bragança, and Thiago Tomás right at the end. Sam, I'll pass it to you first. What were your thoughts on this game? What are your thoughts also on the two switches in terms of Net for Fadal and Jovan for Nuno Santos?
In the game, I thought was domination. I was never once worried that Belenenses were going to score. I don't really remember them having a chance. It should have been. I feel like I say this all the time. It should have been like 4 or 5-0, and we can blame Paulinho for missing goals, or we could. I think it's just due to Nuno Mendes. When you watch Nuno Mendes play, you see how many chances he creates, even if it's just a simple pass. I feel like he just does it 10 times better. And I think Vinagre's time to sit on the bench maybe coming up. I think he probably starts one more game against Famalicão and then sits for a while. Maybe same with Esgaio and Porro coming back. But yeah, there's not much to say on this game really. That I just thought it was complete domination. When we had our predictions, me and Chris went for like wild cards to score. I think I went with Vinagre and he went for Coates, and it ended up being Inacio and Paulinho. And I think every single person in the podcast guessed Pot because he was on like a 2-game scoring streak and didn't even score. It was like a wasted guess. But no, I was really impressed. I feel like we're going to struggle against Famalicão because it's like our arch nemesis, so to speak, in terms of not getting a win. But at this moment in time, I go into that game with confidence from what I've seen against Braga and against Belenenses. But yeah, the switches. You said which switches? Did you say was it Neto for Fadal? You say, yeah.
Net for Fadal and Jovan Nuno Santos for Jovan.
That wasn't really talked about
that
much. Is Fadal in the doghouse, or what was good with that? It kind of flew under the radar that it happened.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like if Matheus Reis wasn't suspended, he'd be straight in there instead. I feel like that. He's like in position.
Straight fucking high-speed train to the 11, dude.
But no, it's weird because I've seen these stories like Fadal's training his stamina and like he's trying to improve himself. So I don't know if they're just being cautious or maybe picked up an injury in training. But I mean, Neto wasn't awful. Like, I mean,
no, he was fine.
No,
it's just Neto. It's just he was Luis Neto, and I think
it's a solid backup. In my opinion,
yeah, exactly. He shouldn't start, but if he needs to, then he does his job. Some lapses of concentration, but I mean, seeing Thiago Tomas come on and do nothing is also good for like the agenda that I have going on, and like it's continuing this season until he does well. And I'm not gonna lie.
I think the agenda's taking over this season.
Paulinho needed to get taken out earlier, and Amorim intentionally, I feel like, tried to keep him in to try to get that goal to boost his confidence. And then I was like, is he just going to give him the full 90 at this point and just say, fuck it? And just really try to force it? And then he eventually took him off in like 80 or 82, I think. But like,
yeah, it was late 80s.
Yeah, I mean, he really tried to get him a fucking goal. He really tried to keep him in so that he could score, but wasn't to be.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I what was going to say? Yeah, I've noticed on Twitter the Thiago Tomas hype train or lack of it is gone on my side a little bit.
I feel like it's just silent, dude. The man's name is absent from the archives, dude. If you search him, bro, his name hasn't been mentioned on the app.
I haven't been tweeting, bro. I haven't been tweeting. I'm the only guy that tweets about him. Like,
where you been, bro? Where you been, dude?
He hasn't given me anything to tweet about.
There's no content. Yeah, there's no content.
At this point, you know, I can't even argue the Thiago Tomas' shit like argument because at this point, like he hasn't scored in months.
Yeah,
he hasn't gotten an opportunity either. But
I mean, I might be converting this season. Last year, he had loads of opportunities last year, and it didn't come. And like I've always said, I want him to do well. Please prove me wrong. But at this moment,
and then Arsenal signed him for 25 mil.
Exactly. But at this moment, I'm being proven right. And everyone who said I was being harsh or apparently I was like pro Paulinho and pro Sporar, I remember loads of people commenting saying he's not as good as Sporar, like trying to use it as like sarcastic.
I'm pro Sporar. I'll admit that I'm pro Sporar at this point.
I am too.
At this point, yeah.
We had a question right here. Did Sporar go? He hasn't gone to Middlesbrough, right? I haven't missed that. Right?
No, he is
so
not.
talks have potentially broken down, correct?
potentially broken down.
It's not broken down anymore. Record have said it's pretty much done, but there was just like a tax issue to do with like either the conversion of euros to pounds or something like that. But it's just for me. I mean, I think he's gone, but it's just a case of I think they said
I mean, he's not going to be in the team. He's not going to be in the team, but he would be perfect, right?
I wouldn't say perfect.
He's not perfect, but a solution is in-house, and you're just not even acknowledging it as a potential solution, basically.
Yeah, I think he's going to Middlesbrough. They can announce it as soon as Friday. If not, it'll be next week. But keep an eye out on Friday. I think they should announce it. Inside sources. Being record, by the way. So
being random Middlesbrough lads chatting us.
Diaby 2.0.
Yeah, I mean, we have a very good track record. When random dudes DM us, they are always right. So any Middlesbrough dudes hit us.
Yeah, but that's all I've got for the game.
Fair enough. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, same. I mean, the one thing that I feel like needs to be noted, that just based on things that you didn't get to touch on, was Palhinha. Like, it got chatted about a bit, like in the newspapers, like in the following days, just like how like much of an offensive threat he was. Like, this was like probably one of the craziest Palhinha games that I've ever seen. Like, as far as his offensive output, the banger. Almost the banger's coming. He got the goal. The goal wasn't a banger. We'll take it as like a 0.3 credit, but it's not credit. Like he will score a crazy goal soon, and especially now, he's making like runs to the corner. You know, like runs that he was never making before. He would just like hold the center, which is fine. And like obviously, it's like there's a time and a place to be doing that. And when you're on top of the game against these guys like we were, it obviously made sense to be doing that. He's like taking guys on one-on-one. He actually had a sick sequence where he like beat two players. You know, he went like between them and like on the end line and got a cross in. He was dangerous today. And like, I mean, it's not like he's had bad games to start this season. He's just had standard Palhinha games where he's just been just ironclad. There's no mistakes, but it's just mostly defensive, and it's making the right passes. But now the passes, like the passing lane, like vision and like switching the field and stuff like that, like he's really like opened up like his I guess his like his toolkit of passes. So now he can like completely, you know, switch the field 75 yards perfectly. I think the last thing that's going to come is like the shooting, right? Like the dribbling is improved a little bit. The passing's improved for sure. The shooting's the last thing. The heading's already pretty good. He has a couple goals from headers. He's winning defensive headers all the time. He's gonna start scoring. He's gonna start scoring goals from outside the box by the end of the season. It's impossible for that prediction to be wrong. It's impossible for that prediction to be wrong. He will score like, if he stays with Sporting, he's good for 7. He's good for 6 this year. Mark it down.
6 goals. That's a good show.
From outside the box or just in general?
No, total.
Yeah.
One or two from outside the box. The rest headers or, you know, set piece.
We've been saying it for a year now. It's coming.
It's coming. He's
coming.
Visibly improving every other aspect of his game.
Yeah,
it's gonna come.
Yeah, and that's what I love to see from Palhinha. Like in the start of his Sporting career, he was just a defensive monster, but like he was all over the place. I'm talking JJ years. He was all over the place. But aside from like his defense was on it. Comes back from Braga. He's improved slightly, but I 100% agree with you, Chris. That game, he's been. I mean, that game in last season and towards the end of last season, the Portugal little campaign that he had with nutmegging fucking Paul Pogba, man, it'd be heartbreaking if he leaves.
Scored a goal in his first cap for Portugal.
Exactly, from qualifying, if I'm not mistaken.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot who. Serbia.
I think it was Luxembourg. Luxembourg.
Yes. Palhinha is the best. My last question to you guys that I have really to ask, because we've hit all the points. Next game, we play Famalicão away, the only team Ruben Amorim has yet to beat. Not so much in the center backs, because I think the center backs, that partnership between Inácio, Coates, and Fadal is solid. I think if Fadal, I don't know if he's injured, I don't know. Amorim on the press conference basically just said that there was just like a slight little thing that happened, and then Neto basically took over and Nuno Santos took over, and they're so like strict when it comes to practice that they just had to play them. So not so much the center backs. Between Nuno Santos and Jovan, who do you guys have starting against Famalicão? I'll start with you, Sam.
I just want to say that Amorim pissed me off because the day of the game, when I do like the pre-game press conferences, there were two stories that said one, Jovan will start his like third game, and the lineup will remain unchanged. And then come, what was it, 8 p.m. It was like two changes to the lineup, and the player they said was going to start just disappeared. But
no, so let me tell you, I think he's throwing him off because, as we know, Tomás Ribeiro, his dad is the record guy. He didn't want any fucking inside snooping, going to Petit. Mind games, buddy. Amorim.
But what was the question? Jovan and Nuno Santos. Who was the other one?
Jovan or Nuno Santos? Who starts?
I think you got to give it to Jovan. I like Nuno Santos. I think I prefer, as a football player, to have Nuno Santos. But the form Jovan's in currently, I feel like is going to be crucial to us. And Famalicão have looked awful, by the way. I like. There's no secret that I dislike them very much, and I really want them to get relegated. But they're playing awful, considering, you know, Vieira's last few months in the job last season with great form, and they've made some signings. I know they've sold a few players, mostly to us, but yeah, I think you've got to start Jovan.
How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I think it's 2 on, 1 off, which seems like a good schedule to start him out with. See how it goes. Then we can start to stretch out the games in a row.
Yeah, I 1,000% agree with you because, like Sam was also saying too, like the form that Jovan is in, we have to take advantage of it because we know how inconsistent he can be. So, yeah, I agree. 3 out of 3. Man of the match, I'm gonna agree with goal point. I'm going with Palhinha. What do you guys think?
I mean, there was a lot of good performers, but yeah, he stood out the most, I would say, for sure.
Yeah, there's not really much the dark horse I usually go. I always go for the dark horse and like the second, but for me, I think Palhinha was probably just the best player there. There wasn't really much competition. You could go say Inácio because he scored the other goal, but I think Palhinha was the man of the match for me.
Yeah, and out of 10, what do we give our fans? What was it? It was basically sold out aside from the Cartão the Depto section, right?
Yeah, I think so.
17, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm giving us a 10 out of 10 just because, you know, everybody loves to talk about Sporting fans coming back into the stadium, blah, 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 this, blah, blah,
only
blah.
133 seats available this weekend for the traveling fans, all with Cartão de Adepto, so there will be 0 traveling fans for Sporting tomorrow or Saturday.
Bro, that's so shit because I'm going to Portugal and I want to fucking see an away game.
Not this season.
Not this season at all.
Unless you know someone, or they somehow have general admission.
Let me see who we play. I know we play Porto when I arrive, but it's like after that, like we'll probably only have 1 away game while I'm there. Who is it?
Are you staying in Nevada or Lisbon?
I'm gonna travel around. Okay. I'll probably stay in Aveiro for a little bit, but if I land and we're playing on that Saturday against Porto, I'll probably stay in Lisbon.
Yeah, for sure. Estudil's an easy away trip as well. I was gonna say.
Yeah,
that's I like that stadium. Home. Hit the casino post game. You know, good times. Good times.
I might be able to watch that Aroca away game. We'll see. We'll see. I'm not that far from Aroca. But anyways, yeah, our fans out of 10, what do you give them?
Yeah, I mean, I have to. Yeah, I'll go 10 for this one.
Compared to the Nice fans, 100.
Fair enough. All right, let's talk transfers. We talked Virginia coming in. What do we make of Diaby linking up in Al Jazeera with Marcel Kaiser?
I think we've done well, and I know people We've got a lot of responses on our Twitter saying like they keep getting. Oh, Danny's disappeared. Keep getting. He couldn't like. Didn't want to listen to any Diaby slander and just left. There he is.
Whoops.
What happened, man?
I was just reading something off the thing, and apparently I left the studio.
You were that sad about Diaby leaving.
See, I wanted to leave the conversation. I wanted to rescind my contract with Sporting160EN because if Diaby leaves, I leave.
Yeah.
Club legend.
I think it's. I do understand it, and we're getting a lot of like hate from it because people are like, "You're saying we're saving money, but like it's money that we gave them in the first place." Whatever.
It's a 16.5 million euro L, right? It's already money lost.
That's a big fucking L.
Let's stop losing more. We don't need it to be 24.5. 16.5 is already enough. Let's not get it up to 24.5, right? I mean, that's the only way to look at it positively, right?
Yeah, and if we free up wages, we can try and sign people to contracts like Matheus Nunes, who's obviously rumored to go, same with Nuno Mendes, and all these players that are definitely like due a contract extension. Like we're getting rid of the money that we're saving on wages for Diaby and hopefully Diaby in the future. Sporar, 10 million apparently we've saved in wages with all these sales and all these loans. But I think it's good. We needed to get rid of them, and if no one's going to buy them, there's no point just having them on fat salaries on the bench. Cut your losses and just move on.
Facts. What other transfer rumors am I forgetting, or transfers that happened this? Chris, take us away. I can't remember any right now.
Well, we didn't sign Tajan Buchanan.
That's right. I didn't want to talk about it.
Who did he sign for? Bruges, right?
Bruges in January.
Luis Felipe was linked to Santa Clara, and then it kind of went cold. I don't know if it's going to happen, like every other Luis Felipe rumor. Rafael Camacho was linked to BSAD very hard.
Yes.
And now kind of cooled off as well. I don't know if that's happening anymore. I saw an article that they were not happy with the percentage of the salary that they were going to have to take on. So that could be falling apart.
What do you make of the, seeing as we just played them, what do you make of the BSAD acquisition of Kalou? They have Sandro, Tottenham legend. Potentially could have gotten Camacho. I still think a deal will happen. We're going to get rid of Camacho. And that seems like the only team that's
someone
been
will
linked
take
to him.
him. I mean, someone will take him, right? The problem is getting someone to pay money to take him.
Exactly.
We can pay that full salary and anyone will just fucking take him. But the point is to try to get the fucking salary down. It's already it's 2.4, I think. Like what do you think offer was? Half? And they're probably
half is too much, I think.
No, they
1.2 million. That's a lot.
We probably offered half, which would have been 1.2, and they were probably like, no.
They're probably
we're still gonna have to pay like
80%.
We'll have to pay 80%. It's like it's pointless, bro. It's like just because he's loaned then doesn't mean it's like solved because the problem's not solved at all. He's like in theory getting more minutes to like audition himself, but like we're never gonna make back the investment.
Exactly.
But he's been linked to 2 teams in Holland, Feyenoord and another one I can't remember, and Belenenses. So
and a Turkish club, right?
I think that was Diaby. I'm not sure that was Camacho.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but I think Camacho is gone. It's just like Danny said, the case of finding someone to actually pay. Like, I mean, he was awful at Rio Ave last year as well, got relegated. So, I mean, his CV isn't looking great at the moment, but who knows?
We lost Lottie. That's a great point.
And
that was breaking news the last podcast.
But here's the thing, right? And they actually have a little bit more bread because they have a foreign investor, right? But it's probably half salary, right? So we're still paying that money.
I think it was 90. It was 90 or 80.
Oh, for that they're taking?
For them or for us?
For us. So we
okay. So we saved like 400K.
Yeah, it's not half. I don't think that foreign investor. I don't think he's there anymore. I think he's gone.
Okay.
I want to say that he's gone, but
so it's like these some of these solutions they're just kind of fake solutions, to kind of appease the masses with pitchforks. But if you just peel back one layer, you see that it's really not a solution. It's just kind of like a fake solution.
Yeah, because I'm pretty sure.
And he doesn't even have an option to buy on the Ilori deal. It's like, even if he somehow pops, bro, like
It's the case of like out of sight, out of mind sort of thing.
yeah, exactly.
He was in good form for Reading when we signed him as well. Not good form, but like good form for him. And it was like, and apparently he needed convincing to come back because due to the last time, like they had a falling out. So
honestly, you can look at it two ways. It's either the worst decision of his career or it's the best because he's made like 10 million. But after it's all said and done, he's gonna have made 10 million euros to do absolutely nothing.
Nothing.
And if you look at his football CV as well, he's gone to Liverpool, Aston Villa, obviously Sporting, and there's Reading, and there's FC Lorient, and there's some other team in there as well. It's like not bad. Like
they're all respectable clubs for sure.
Yeah, but then
now, did he ever like wear where did he get loaned out to just now? Lorient, right? Did he ever wear the jersey? I don't think he did, but
didn't play.
It's not bad to have on the CV.
He brought the shirt to the bench once, but he never put it on.
Man, at least he brought it, bro.
At least he brought it. They printed it. They had to print it, right?
Yeah.
In case he went in, they had to print it.
I would love to know his like sales, like his jersey sales. Did anybody, any Luso French guy
did more than 5 people, 5 or less, did 5 or more, right? The over under is 4.5. Over under is 4.5, and I'm gonna take the under, to be honest.
I'm gonna take the under too.
I'm gonna take the higher because I guarantee he has loads of family
in France. Yeah,
that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Oh,
so you think like 12 were sold?
I would say like 8 or 9.
True. Someone maybe. We don't know how many brothers and sisters he has. He has like a whole Aldea of cousins.
Yeah, but those aren't sales though. Those are just him getting his.
No, you could probably get that for free. To be honest.
It has to be the person has to be paying money for this kid's account.
Someone's got to be stupid enough. Someone's got to be stupid enough.
How many Sportingista Lorient residents? I'm not even saying Sportingista Lorient residents are there out there. There might be a few.
6.
There's a big Portuguese community out in France, so you'll never know. But that'd be hilarious to know.
Gotta be someone.
If you have one, maybe you know anyone that has one. Sell it
on eBay, bro. You'll get fair money for that.
Do you reckon anyone's actually just bought a Laurie jersey in general? Like, if you think about maybe like his first year at Sporting, I think.
I bet he's sold.
Oh, for sure.
I bet he's sold at least 50 kits in his life.
I couldn't imagine
more.
A couple hundred.
Yeah.
No.
I was a fan of Elottie when
he definitely sold a couple Sporting kits, and he definitely sold a couple Reading kits too.
Yes,
Reading. Yeah.
Even Bordeaux, he had a decent moment in Bordeaux. I think at least.
I can't imagine.
It's petering between double and triple digits. How about that? That's my final pick.
No, I don't think triple. No, nowhere near triple digits.
Sorry.
High double, never mind. Triple digits. Yeah. Triple digits. Actually, you're right. Sorry,
high double.
I was thinking thousands for a second.
No,
you're right.
I would say like 60. People take
60. Yeah. Nah, I think 100 and a few, maybe 200. Like all time. I'll take that.
And I don't know how many more there are in the future out there to add to this total.
If he went to America like he was supposed to, I think he could have sold a bit more.
Yeah, he definitely could. If he went to the Red Bulls and actually played a little bit, he definitely could have sold some shirts.
He could have been a club legend, man.
Yeah. I mean, dude, I would have fucking ball on, dude. I would have gone to a fucking game and ball on, dude.
What else was there? I know Carlos Mené, but he has nothing to do with Sporting anymore. Our seats to Avedas de Cima Sport Club. What division do they play in? 4th, maybe?
Yeah.
If that.
I'm not sure, to be fair.
Fair enough. Joelson maybe to Rio Ave. I mean, I wouldn't mind that for the kid. I think he should go too.
Either there or another like a lower league team in our league, but to some Rio Ave, I think I've had a good start as far as I'm aware. So it might be a good move for him.
I agree. This weekend they just had a big derby win against Verzing. I think it was 3-0, if I'm not mistaken, maybe 4.
Yeah.
So big win for them. They're
Seems like
looking
doing
good.
well. I bet they'll be in the race or definitely in the top 6 for sure.
I think they're getting promoted.
Yeah, they're
coming first. They're coming first. I don't think they've lost a game yet. They look solid. They should never be in the second division as it is. So I think that would be a good experience for him. Look at Bragança and what Estoril in the second division done for him. That'd be. I think we should loan him out. If we're not going to use him, we're wasting him in the B team, in my opinion. Dumbia, another one I want to talk about because there was a hot take from. Let me get the exact guy so we can shout him out, even though he's not listening.
And shame him.
Nah, he's a good dude.
He's a good dude. He is a good dude. André Fidalgo, 77. Unpopular opinion, Dumbia, trabalhado pelo Amorim, podia ter lugar no plantel se não for vendido. He would have a spot on the team trained under Amorim. I actually agree with that because at one point, I mean, not only was he linked to Liverpool, he looked solid for us. I think as a backup CDM, not a bad shout. Sam, what do you make of not only that tweet, but him being loaned out? Do you think we'll eventually loan him out? Will that solve anything in terms of finances?
And also answer who you think's better between him and Battaglia.
Ooh.
I'll start off with that one. I think I've got better memories of Battaglia than I do of Dumbia. So I think that sort of like recency bias as well goes to Battaglia. Yeah.
He man-marked Messi that one game. I gotta rate Battaglia.
Locked him up. Put the clamps on.
He was also good in a pivot with William Carvalho as well. I feel like them two together were just very good. But to be honest, I see where the guy's coming from, but is he at the moment better than what Ugarte would be? I don't think so. He's on a shit ton of money, I think, still, because he is another one like Sporar, where he was like highly like touted to go to other clubs, and then we stepped in. But I mean, I'm all for second chances. You know, if we don't loan him out, and you know, we've got an extra spot in the squad to register, why not? I mean, we've got a lot of competitions. Just play him in, I don't know, a Taça Portugal game when we get matched up against like a 4th or 3rd division side. Let him go for it. He could change people's minds. You never know.
Yeah, fair. And in association with him, I just remembered also Bruno Page went to Portimonense. Chris, what do you make of that? What do you make of Dumbia?
The Paz deal is a little disappointing in the end. I feel like we just loaned him to an affiliate club in the 2nd division. I definitely think he's good enough for the 1st division. So I hope
Fluminense, not Portimonense. My bad.
Yeah, Fluminense. That's where his failed loan move was to before. I definitely think
Fulham, because we had so much interaction of that one tweet we did.
I know, dude. All our Fulham fans are probably gutted. Or our Fulham mutuals are gutted. Dude, he's definitely good enough for the 1st division. He's good enough for the championship. He better start and play like every game for them. You know, I don't know how good they're supposed to be. It seems like they have mixed results. And it seems like their field is also the worst in the country for the professional leagues. But yeah, he better be playing a lot because otherwise I'll be disappointed. And then we should probably just like cut him loose then if he's like a reserve for a 2nd division team.
Yeah, agreed. What else is there? I can't really think of much else, guys.
Plata to Fiorentina is apparently progressing. Nothing concrete yet, but I mean, for me, that's a good deal. Playing in Serie A, I think Fiorentina are sort of toward the bottom of the pile in terms of like relegation battle. I think I'm not too familiar with the Italian league, but Ribéry has left Fiorentina, so Gonzalo Plata might be a direct replacement, which I think is a good move for him. I don't think there was an option to buy, which is also good for us, but I think Plata is just really inconsistent and just isn't all that. I mean, he's good for like Venezuela, but I don't think he's going to be good for us.
Ecuador, bro.
That's it. Good for us.
Ecuador, bro.
That's it. I realize. Yeah, Ecuador.
Yeah. The only other thing is Domingos Duarte was linked to Tottenham, and we have a 25% of his future transfer. So if he goes for like 20 mil, that's a decent payday, right?
That was a decent payday.
So just something to keep an eye on. It's gotten cold the past like 2 days, but it was a rumor at one point.
I don't think they need another center back, but I'll take the payday. My last question to you guys in terms of transfers, because there is nothing really else. We have about not even 2 more weeks. We have about 1 more week at the transfer window. It ends on the 1st of September, if I'm not mistaken. Sporting, are we doing any more deals? Not even outgoings, but incomings, because outgoings we're hopefully getting rid of the deadwood. Or actually, like of our like squad, do you see anybody going? Padinha, that's gone cold, but he can still leave.
The deadline day sale.
Matheus
Oh
Nunes.
no, 5 days.
What do you guys think of that?
I see Matheus Nunes going. I think Padinha stays, but I think either Everton or Wolves take a gamble on him because he's been playing so well. And don't get me wrong, Padinha has as well, but I just think Matheus Nunes. He's been linked everywhere at the moment. I think he was linked to Spurs at one point as well. In terms of incomings, there's nothing. I will say, hand on heart, that I do not believe there's anything coming in unless, like, it's for the B team or like a really like backup player. But I see Matheus Nunes going. If we keep Palhinha, that's a win. We've got Bragança ready to step up, and you got to step up. I do feel like Matheus Nunes is probably the most expendable one. And that's not saying like he is expendable, but out of the lot, he's probably the one we could let go and not have that much of a. I don't know how to word it because he's very good, but I feel like we've got Bragança who can also be just as good, if not better, and same with Ugarte. So I definitely see Matheus Nunes leaving, and I think he's going to leave deadline day to Everton for 20 million.
Heartbreaking. That does happen. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's him or Palhinha, right? I think that one of them is probably going to get sold. It's Nuno Mendes, obviously, but I mean, I think it's got to be one of them, right? Unless something drastic happens. The Domingos Duarte deal is certain to get done for 20, and you're looking at a 5 mil bonus as well. And you're like, okay, I guess we can maybe limp till January or something, but I don't know, man. I mean, I feel like they're going to have to do something. It feels too good to be true to keep him. Also, like, all these outside backs, it's like, it's great now, but, like, it does feel like they could maybe profit off of one of them. Makes the most sense, too.
Yeah. The problem is with Nuno Mendes, he's been, not the problem, it's actually, like, great for us. Seeing as he's been injured these last few weeks.
Yeah.
That really helps our...
I think he played, though.
Yeah. Also with Nuno Mendes, you think seeing as call up I think is tomorrow for Finland Sun, she's getting called up to the Portuguese team?
No.
I hope not, at least. I hope not.
I only see Palhinha getting called.
João Mário is gonna get called up.
Yeah.
João is getting called up.
Matheus Nunes, you think he gets called up?
No way.
Sergio Oliveira is not because he's not. I don't think he's played yet.
Nah, he hasn't.
Maybe Bruno Costa might get called up.
Yeah,
he's basically taking his spot.
Marchesín had surgery also as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think.
I don't know how long he's gonna keep being out for it, but yeah, Costa might get called in, or he'll definitely be. I don't know how old he is. Is he still eligible for the 21s?
I don't think so.
I think he might. I don't know.
I think he's like 23, 24.
Inácio is probably going to get called to the under 21s, but Bragança will probably get called to the under 21s. Do you think Virginia will get called to the under 21s and Max?
He has been.
Both.
Bruno Costa's 24, by the way.
Okay. Yeah, he might be in the senior team.
Does Esgaio get a spot in? I can't. If we got Cancelo and Ricardo Pereira back to full fitness.
No way. Even Cedric. He'll call up Cedric before he calls up Esgaio.
Yeah,
I think at least.
Has this guy got a cap for it yet?
No.
Has he? Not even
Not that I know of.
I could have sworn I remember him playing.
I think under 21s, yes. I don't think senior team. Let me double check that. But I mean, unless it happened with Braga, but again, I don't think so.
I'm just trying to think who else logically it could be. I agree with Chris. John Murray is definitely going up there.
Paulinho, I mean, you can make the case. Yeah, he hasn't gotten called up to the senior team. You can make the case Paulinho could get called up, seeing build-up play. He's had a decent month. He just hasn't scored.
Yeah.
I don't think
one,
so, at least.
to be fair.
He scored one. Yeah, fair enough. Maybe.
Yeah.
Fernando Sanchez called him up before.
Jovan? Is it Jovan's type? Drop that
No
Ronaldo
way.
bomb. Bring up Jovan. Let's go.
Man, he barely played pot in the year. Sorry, he didn't play pot in the Euros.
We get his pocket called back.
He better. Come on.
Yeah.
He better.
I think Potenzi's back from injury as well, by the way. So that might hamper someone's selection if he gets called out.
True.
Yeah, we'll be
Pedro Neto's still not back, right?
No, he's not
and
back
these
till,
games
I think,
actually
February.
matter. These games matter too.
World
They're
Cup
not like
qualifying.
they're not like Nations League or some fucking shit that doesn't actually matter.
And who are we
They're-
playing? It's Serbia and who else? Ireland. No, it's Ireland and Serbia,
Ireland and Azerbaijan and Qatar.
Azerbaijan.
Qatar's
And
good.
Yeah, we've seen in the Gold Cup, man.
Yeah.
North American competition.
And the Asian
with Qatar.
Cup.
Pretty soon they're gonna get called up to AFCON, man.
We'll probably win that shit too.
Think Ellen is back. That's a good shout. But yeah, we'll probably have a talk about that when that happens, when it comes back. We do also have next pod we'll talk about probably just before the transfer deadline. So we'll talk about all of that then. Let's go on to predictions, but before we do that, let's bring up the table. So last week's predictions, Sam, you got the score right. Pot and Vinagre. Of course, it was the Inacio and.
Just to interrupt, I don't know if I spelled that Casella guy's name right. It was a guess at the time, and
I think it was right. I think you did spell it right.
Yeah.
And he's sold, by the way. He wasn't in the team. He was sold.
Gonzo. I went with a 3-0. I didn't hit at all. Chris went with a 3-1. No hits. Nando a 2-0, so you got the score right. And Steph went with a 4-0. No hits at all. And so the league table is right here. So Steph's in first with 9 points. I'm in second, or me and Sam are in second with 8. Chris just behind us with 7. Nando in 6.
Nando in the relegation zone.
Relegation form, Nando. You got to pick it up, bro.
You got the joint highest points this week, though. To be fair to him, I think you and Chris got the worst. And Steph,
We'll be back.
No victory.
Yeah, because he got the score right exactly. Yeah,
we will be back. Yo, should we add it? I don't think it's happened yet, so we can add a bonus. If you get this, has someone gotten the score and the correct score is all correct?
I don't think so.
I think Steph get it first. Oh, I'm trying to think. I think he got one score right the first game week, which was Pot. I don't know if he got Jovan.
I would say maybe a bonus point if you get everything.
If you get it spot on, I'll put in a bonus.
We can go back and look, and if he did, you can give Steph an extra point.
Give him an extra point. Yeah,
I
agree with that. All right, so Famalicão Sporting. I'll start. I'll go with a 3-1 win for Sporting. I'll go with after all the shit we're talking, I think Paulinho gets a goal. I think I agree. Somebody weird has to get a goal. I just don't know if each guy is going to start. I'll go with a Matheus Nunes goal.
Oh, that's what I was maybe thinking.
And man, I'll go with a Pot goal. Paulinho Pot, Matheus Nunes. And from Famalicão, I'll go with Assunção. Has he been playing? Let me double check he's been playing before I fucking throw that out there.
They have a center back that has 3 goals.
Is it Patrick Williams that has a goal for them? Rodriguez. Let's see. He's been playing, right? Or is he injured? He hasn't been playing. Hold on. Let me revise the Famalicão goal. I'll go with Riquelme. I think he's the one that's been.
Yeah, he's the
goals.
center back with all the goals. Yeah.
I'll go with. Actually, no. I'll go with Ivan. This is close. Ivan Jaime or Jamie, as I like to call him. Go ahead, whoever wants to take that.
All right, I'm gonna say it's gonna be closer. I'm gonna go 2-1. Because I hope that we fucking win. I really need Amorim to get his stats up, so we need to win. For Sporting, I'm gonna go Pot and Mateus Nunes, and for Fama, I'm gonna go Bruno Rodrigues, who is their one of their wingers, is in pretty good form.
Okay. I think Steph put a prediction in, so I'm just going to double check and add his as well. Or it could be wrong. Just give me 2 seconds.
I think he said 4-0, actually.
I think he did put it in there.
2-0. He said Paulinho with 2.
Ooh, I would take that.
I'll add that. I am going to go just a 1-0. And I'm going to go... I'm going to go with Jovan to score the winner. I think. I want to say 2, but we're always so bad against Famalicão. I think it's just safer to go 1. So yeah, 1, and I'll go with 1-0 Jovan. Cool.
Fair enough.
No.
I like that. We'll get Nando's in soon. Anything on Modalidades I might be forgetting about? I don't think so, though. What do you think, Chris?
I don't. The ladies' team is starting soon, I think. But yeah, I mean, nothing's really gotten off the ground, so there's really no modalities. I mean, I think they've been playing some preseason, but I'm not gonna lie, I don't really give a shit about modalities preseason. It hit me once we're in week 1, you know.
Facts. All right.
There's already enough games to worry about.
Facts. I just know that the basketball boys are back in Lisbon, I believe.
Yeah.
At least Trevante is.
Also, if you live in Portugal and you're watching this, live or not live, it doesn't matter. Do people play on that one single basketball net that they installed for the BSAD sport thing? Is that a pickup court? Do people play half court on that? Or does that literally just sit there? I'm genuinely curious, how much use that gets.
When you go there, Danny, you're gonna have to film a video of you.
I was just about to say I'm going to Portugal soon. So if anybody wants their ankles broken, DM me. You will never see a 5'5" guy move this quick, man. I promise you that. All right. That's 122 down the drain. Shout out to everybody in the chat, in the comments. You know where to follow us. Sporting160_EN on Twitter. Subscribe on YouTube. Follow us on Spotify, Sporting160EN for all that good stuff. Instagram, Sporting160EN. One day I'll revive that, or we'll revive that. We'll see.
I've got it too as well, so we're slacking on that.
We are slacking. No, I've been slacking on everything, to be fair. So you guys have been carrying it. Yeah, man. Thanks for joining us once again. We'll see you guys next week. And yeah, Viva Sporting.